going on, everybody? Today I wanted to give you a fun review. I want to compare the direct action Ghost, and let's call it the Resurrected Ghost, and I'll get into that in a moment, versus the first tactical Tactix 1 Day Plus backpack. So first, before we do our comparison, let's check this out. Months ago I told you in my review this thing basically died. Let's turn this around here. The buckle here broke, zipper pulls had busted, this stuff was fraying out, all kinds of problems. And I told you I contacted, or I attempted to contact Direct Action about, hey, you know, to get some help on this. And literally for months I wasn't getting any action on it. But finally I got in hold of one of their customer representatives, his name was Alan, and he helped me out. He sent me a new backpack, not a replacement. I'm sorry, not a repaired job, but a completely new backpack. And he also sent me a replacement buckle for the dragging egg hip belt, because I mentioned in another video that the buckle broke on that too. So he sent me a replacement buckle for that, and he sent me a new backpack. So I credit Alan, thank you for helping me with that. Now I did have to pay for shipping to send the old backpack back, but once that was done, they covered everything else. So let's take a quick look about what Direct Action did here. This is the original version. They did not give me like the 1.5, which had some small upgrades to it. This is the original. So if you turn it around, you can see, you know, you still got your combat vent, you still got the same belt. One thing I should note on this, check this out. Hold on, see, look at that. Look at that loose threading there. That wasn't like that on my original Ghost. My original Ghost had, I guess you could call it perfect stitching. Here, somebody forgot to check those overseas sweatshop workers, see what they were doing. Look at that. I gotta admit, that's not cool. That's really annoying. That's really not good craftsmanship. But nonetheless, that's what I got. And I guess I can't complain. As long as it works, I'm not gonna complain. But having just said, oh, yeah, wait a minute, I just noticed something here. Speaking of craftsmanship, oh yeah, look at that stitching right there. I don't know if you can see it, but you can see where the loop is messed up there. It's actually coming out. Good grief. How do you screw this up so bad? Anyway, that's what you get for having your stuff made in Vietnam. Hoo-ah. Alright, well, speaking of which, I gotta admit, seeing that little an extra screw up there and the stitching was not cool. But nonetheless, we're gonna go ahead with this Versus series. Now, both of these backpacks, I don't want to go into in-depth review because I've already reviewed this and so have a bunch of other YouTubers. And this one I did a preview, which was like 20 minutes long. I am not going to rehash all the features. What I'd like to do, focus more on instead, is let's talk about user experience. What is really good about both of these, maybe a few cons. Talk about, you know, and let that help you decide which one you might want to get. And also about, you know, they're both really cool in their own way, but really where you live and where you go shopping is going to determine, I think, which one would be the better buy for you. So let's go ahead and get started on this. Okay, so you got the Direct Action here, and it is a 31.5 liter backpack. You have first tactical backpack. It is 40.5 liters, so this is slightly larger. The main body, I should point out, is 28 liters in here, but you get an extra 3.5 liters through this detachable admin pocket here. This is made of 500 denier genuine Cordura nylon, which I like. I like actual Cordura nylon. It is more abrasive resistant than standard nylon, and I haven't dealt with crappy equipment before. I like to know who manufactures each component. So hey, I know who Cordura is. It's from Invista Corporation. It's really, and it's American made. It's really good to know it's an American made product and it works well. This, on the other hand, while also made in Vietnam, just uses a combination of 500 and 1000D generic nylon. Literally, I don't know who sources it, who make it, it's just nylon. Both of these have water resilient properties, and if you see my video on this, you know how well this works. I'm sure there's other people who've done reviews on how the water resistance works on this. I have used this in the rain in real life. I never did one of my little water tests on it. and it was okay. It does have this rain flap here to keep the stuff, you know, the water out. Where First Tactical has no rain flap, rain covers, anything. So when it starts pouring, this thing is going to get drenched. Probably more than this, to be honest with you. Okay. Now, both of these have really great features. And that's what makes it kind of like a tough buy. And if you go by features, I don't think anybody can really say they screwed up by buying either one of these. The First Tactical, let's go with that. It has, like I mentioned in my review, I'm sorry, preview, that you have these straps here. See the straps? And you can pull this, these can go up here and make this go higher. Or it can make it go lower. So in a sense, you can adjust the suspension system on this, and that's really great. I have a taller torso, or I'm sorry, a longer torso, so I really appreciate the ability to rise, make these straps go higher, and sink in the lumbar support to right where I want it in my back. It really helps with weight distribution and for carrying heavy loads. I love that. I guess another thing I do like all the laptop compartment works really good. I mean, this also had, you know, this laptop compartment works well too, of course. But, you know, they actually have a little separate pocket back here for your gadgets and your cables and stuff, which is a nice touch. Not necessary, but it is a nice touch. On the other hand, you're paying $179 for this, and you don't get a belt with it, which is a bummer. On the other hand, yeah, on the other hand, you do get the direct action, which does come with the waist belt, which of course is separate, you know, separates from this, and it can, and if this separates, you can connect together to make like a war belt. And if you take away the, I'm trying to say take away, but if you utilize the Y strap here, now you got like load bearing equipment. You actually get Y suspenders to go with this. And as I mentioned before in my videos during summer, it really is a good system. I really enjoyed using that in my hikes during the hot summer with like the Dragon Egg backpack, or any other small backpack for that matter. Fantastic. It's a good deal. It's like, what's not to like about that? Okay. You know, both got spots for morale patches. Both got sunglass holders. This one has a sunglass holder here, which is in the front, and I like that. I'm cool with that. I like having the easy access, and I think it's roomy. It holds sunglasses very well. The First Tactical, instead of a dedicated sunglass pouch, they give you this just upper dump pouch, or a dump pocket, which it works. I like it, and they compensate that by giving you a sunglass pocket here. This works, but to be honest, it's a tight fit. It's kind of a tight fit. When we compare features of these backpacks, something else that's also really important is we need to look, and you know, this depends on your priorities, is direct action does give you side pockets here. Which, you know, this, as you've probably seen, you may have seen in other videos and stuff, you got the zippers here that zips down to open this up along with the Velcro here. If you're into photography, like I am now with the videography, if you will, with YouTube, this thing carries my tripod, which of course is holding the camera filming this. It holds it great. I mean, honestly, for like that purpose, this makes this a pretty good backpack to have. On the other hand, direct action. Of course, there is no pockets or anything like that. And just also to clarify, direct action, I say direct action, sorry. First Tactical does have a compression strap that goes here and here. Two of them, just like 511 Tactical. However, they are repositionable and removable, and since I don't need them, I took them off. That's why you won't see them on here. Likewise, there is a removable sternum strap that can be done by going up and down on this. I don't need it for my everyday use. I just took it off. So let me clarify so nobody thinks it doesn't come with that equipment. But what is nice now about the First Tactical, and this is another thing that sold me to it, besides the fact direct action wasn't getting back with me, and so I thought this thing was gone for good. That's why I call it the Resurrected Ghost, because it was dead and now it's back again. But for a long time it wasn't, so I started searching for something to compensate. let's put this over here for a second. The nifty feature about this, and I think for some people it's going to be a good selling point, is you have these, is the internal modularity. The direct action has just standard, what you would call it, mesh pockets and a stuff sack here, which is fine. That worked great for me for over a year. No problems with, no issues with that. But it is cool to be able to say, hey, you got this right here. You can take this off. I keep, what is it? Israeli bandage and a tourniquet in here. Got some other EDC stuff here. And if you don't like that, you can put it here. So you got that internal, the option here to do that great internal modularity, and you got pockets here to store stuff. Pretty cool, I like that. And to mention, First Tactical does have another selling point, and I'll try not to spend too much time trying to get this out because it can be a pain sometimes, is this flat board here, or I should say, I don't want to call it flat board. It's the backboard, and the backboard, not only does it help give rigidity to this, but also, as mentioned in the preview and other videos you'll see, if you can get it out. Emphasis on if you can get it out. Let that really sink in. There you go. You have this backboard here that can be used as a shovel, paddle, a splint, like if you have a broken arm, leg, or something, sore neck. They have a video on that. This can be bent so you can shape it to your back. And when it's not covered in any video, and you just have to be resourceful, you got cooking tongs. Or if you're camping, you take this and use it with your fire or something. I've played around with it and used it for that. But yeah, see, I've actually, you can see where it's bent a little bit because I was shaping it for my back to help give it that extra layer of comfort. That's a great selling point. If you are looking for comfort, like as in weight distribution, as in you might have a bad back or an injury, this is a really good option for you. So both have those cool options. Belt, this separates. Of course, you can put your jacket or something back here too. It's a cool feature, nothing wrong with it. This has the adjustable shoulder straps. It's got this really, when you can get it out, useful backboard here, multi-purpose, really cool, but no belt. But let's look at price. Now, the price of this on Direct Actions, I'm sorry, not Direct Action, on First Tactical webpage is like $179. If you are in the United States, you will get free shipping with that. So your shipping costs are covered. That's cool. And they give you a 30-day free return policy. No questions asked. So you try it out, you don't like this for some reason, within 30 days, just send it back. That's a really great policy, and it comes with a 2-year warranty. Direct Action, this is only a 1-year warranty, and that's probably one reason I had to pay for shipping, because my backpack busted outside of that 1-year pocket or window, and yeah, so I had to pay for shipping and stuff on that. Now your price will vary. If you go to Direct Action Gear USA webpage, it's going to tell you it's like only $149, but then when you throw in shipping and stuff, it gets close to, let me see if I can bring it up on my computer because I was researching this. Oh, what do we got? For a basic, this color, $162, I think, something like that. About $162. Amazon's going to want $169. If you go with the premium colors, like Pincop, Badlands, Multicam, all that stuff, you're looking at close to, you're looking at $189. Yeah, $189 in Amazon. And about, I think, $180 for inside the shipping in the United States from Direct Action Gear. Or I'm sorry, Direct Action Gear USA. Kind of expensive. Now, here's what you can do. And this is where you shop at and where you live matters. This is from Poland, right? It's a Polish brand. So if you're in Europe, it is significantly cheaper to get it from Europe than it would be from America. Likewise, if you're in Europe, it's cheaper to buy this than this. There's a web page, and I'll put it in my description box on this video. It's from it's an English company called firstmilitary.co.uk. You can buy the basic colors, you know, your black, coyote brown here, those type of things. Get it shipped from England to your home in the United States for a total price of, where's that at? $100 and about $35. So that'll save you $30-something right there versus buying on Amazon or whatever. And the premium colors, like here I got the pink hot Snowland color, you will save about $45. So that's a really big save in ordering from that particular company. And so that what that means is I would encourage you, go online shopping, go to either like a German webpage if you can read German, French. Go check those pages out and see if you can get a good deal from one of those countries sent to the United States versus buying it from Amazon or even Direct Action USA. You might get a good deal. So now, let me give you some final thoughts. I like this backpack as an EDC bag. I like the fact it is lighter weight than this, and it feels, and lighter weight, you know, especially in hot weather, you kind of appreciate. I like the fact it has the Cordura nylon. And, you know, for, again, EDC carry, this works just great fine too, but I gotta admit, this thing is ticking off more blocks. I can use this in the field, whether it be my Army Reserve work, like we're doing some squad training exercise or something. I can go hiking because I've got the proper weight adjustment. I got some lumbar support here. It works great as just an everyday carry bag. I mean, it covers more roles, I think, better than this. But, you know, everybody's different, and you might find this more comfortable. On craftsmanship, I guess, you know, I didn't do a 100% detailed inspection, but I would say it's flawless, okay? First Tactical, the stitching, the craftsmanship was just fine. But as you just saw here with me, you know, I just noticed this mistake here. Then you got this big long thread out here. Then you throw in the fact the buckles were busted before. Then you got like these zipper pulls. If you pull right, they just... I'm gonna have to say, when it comes to like craftsmanship and durability, and I can't say durability, let me take that back. Just when it comes to craftsmanship and maybe quality of components, it is not here. I've had this for over a year. This is the resurrected version. But you're seeing the mistakes and the problems here. Like, I hope you can see where that loop is coming out right there. And that's like little annoying stuff, because that's the stuff that gets snagged and then it starts you know, it'll pull out. Next thing you know, this thing's going to come unraveled. Then I got to call customer service again or something. And that's just ridiculous. You know, that's why people say that stuff made in Asia is crap. Case in point. Okay, but anyway, I don't mean to sound too negative there, but you just see it right there for yourself, right? So, I hope you enjoyed this Versus series. I hope you found it educational in some way. I hope it'll help you with your buying decisions. And, you know, go have fun, you know. But as far as features goes, these are both great. Features-wise, you cannot go wrong with them. So anyway, like, share, subscribe. Please tell me what you think, and have a glorious day. Out.